March 27th. This is the last weekly astrology report for March because we head into April 3rd next week. Now, the big thing is that Saturn and Pluto are sextiling. And then they're going to conjunct the Aries sun. And then sextile the Aquarius in Pluto. Pluto in Aquarius. So this week is preparing us to really revamp who we think we are inside for the new era that's coming in April. April is going to be the most volatile month, mundane world-wise. Okay, now we've had a lot of volatility going on, as you can see in the mundane world. There's multiple wars going on and starting new wars, all these things, so it's like, it's not a joke. Big news of this week from March 27th to April 3rd is that on April 2nd, the full moon in Libra will be occurring opposite the sun in Aries. Right? And the sun yesterday met up with Saturn. Then, met up with Neptune Monday. Then I think Thursday, Friday met up with Saturn. And today's Friday. And then the moon will also... Okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself right now. I'm a little excited. It's exciting right now because things are getting ready to happen personally for us. That's really great. That's only once in a lifetime situation. So we really have to take advantage of it. And if you haven't been planning, start planning now. Get ready to activate that. So the full moon in Libra coming up is about partnerships. Right? Every full moon is about partnership. So here's with Aries. Aries Libra partnership. Aries is going to be hosting a ton of planetary alignments, just like Capricorn did, Aquarius did, and now and also Pisces. And Pisces still is hosting Mars and Mercury, who's moving forward. So a lot of things that are coming up this past week and this week and continuing to next week is until Mercury reaches 22 degrees of Pisces, where it originally went retrograde, right? And Pisces has been hanging out in Neptune, really making communication really difficult for most people. And Saturn Neptune conjunction also is about oil. It represents oil, and so we've also been dealing with the mundane world being very delusional. We don't know what's going on, and that again is thanks to Mercury in Pisces, and Mars is also in Pisces. So Mars is preparing to shift into Aries this week as well. So, my name is Jody Shirami. Welcome to this podcast, weekly astrology podcast from March 27th through April 3rd. So, happy Fool's Day on April 1st. And the Fool is represented by the number 0. Libra is a cardinal air sign. Aries is a cardinal fire sign, and the sun's there right now. And so the sun is highly exalted here because the sun gets to do what it wants. Doesn't have to listen to the cronies telling what to do as a royal in Leo. Royal people don't really make their own decision. Everything's planned out, their agenda and all that, which a lot of people didn't know, they wish they were a prince or a king or a queen or whatever, princess, and it's like, no, you don't really want to do that. Whereas most people want to be that, so a lot of people are born with face cards, which are the Jack, Queen, and King face cards. And the cards of destiny explain a lot of these things to us, but a lot of people don't believe in the cards. They don't believe in astrology. And that's fine, you can listen to your religion, God, and all that through your religion, and that's fine too. Whatever makes you feel comfortable and confident in your life, and to have faith, because it's really about faith. That's what Neptune's about. So today the moon has made it to Leo. It got out of Cancer, and now it is out of its home and is in its second house of money and how to make money, which is Leo for Cancer people, right? So the moon in Leo is different than the moon in Cancer. The moon in Cancer is hugely emotional. Anything to do with a water sign anywhere, you're very emotional, and a lot of times you're colored by your emotions, where you react from your emotions, which most of the time is good. But sometimes it's not good, because then you go crazy and kill people, right? So, the moon in Leo, again, is the opposite to Pluto in Aquarius. And Pluto, being across from Leo right now, is showing Leo that in your partnerships, there has to be some tremendous changes going on with Pluto, because Pluto erases, dissolves. Neptune begins the dissolving, but Pluto comes in and makes it completely gone, like a nuclear bomb. Pluto rules over nuclear energy. So, in Pisces, it's like, it's, you can't really see. It's like looking at a ghost. It's looking at a vapor, water vapor, water, vapor, clouds, rain, vapor, on and on. And that's what Pisces represents, all the different variations that water, H2O, can manifest themselves in 3 different ways. And that's where you have Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And Pisces, being the mutable, represents all 3 elements of the water. Cancer is the water that's fixed. That's the leader. So it could be the stream or the river that leads you somewhere into the great beyond, which is the ocean, right? And then Scorpio is the fixed water, ruled by Mars and Pluto. So that would be the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes, right? Or any big body of water, the Dead Sea. Anything that's inland that's a big fixed water. A dam has also now become fixed water. And you can see how man has manipulated that through Pluto. And so when we have Mercury and Mars still in Pisces, we are also having actions that are trying to take form. But it's very difficult here. So Mars in Aries in Pisces is a little bit like, well, I'm just going to do that today. I'm going to do that today. But there's no singular focus, right? So Mars is in detriment here. It's not happy here. And Mercury is also in detriment because it's opposite of Virgo, one of the signs it rules. So both of these are in fall in Pisces. And they're getting ready to shift out into Aries soon, where Mars is home signs there. And Mercury can handle it a little bit better here. He can have thoughts that that can help it get to another thought, to another thought, to another thought. Correct? So the quality of time in April, these last few days of Mars, is helping us to prepare for that. With the Leo moon today going opposite of Pluto, and then also having a nice trine to everything that's in Aries that it's going to meet up with today, right? So everything in Aries it will start off with Neptune, moon Neptune, then moon, what's there now? The sun. So you've got the moon meeting up with Neptune, then meeting up with the sun in Aries, and meeting up with Saturn in Aries, and meeting up with Chiron and Eris. And then it's going to shift out, and then the moon will move to Venus, right? But while it's here, the moon is also going to make opposite to Pluto. It's going to have a little meeting with Uranus. And so emotionally today, standing in our sovereignty and who we are, because Leos know who they are. And a lot of people don't like Leos because we're fixed and we know who we are. We don't need you to tell us who we are. And that sometimes touches people the wrong way, especially you can see with the current president, who is a Leo rising. His power is very strong A lot of people still believe in him and voted for him and forgive him for anything he's ever done because he's a Leo rising, and he's rising signs on the star of Regulus, which is the star of Leo. So that's the downside of being Leo. The good side of being Leo is what we see now with Mars and Mercury debilitated in Pisces, but having the compassion, the thoughts of helping your subjects, of helping people that work for you, helping them to have a good life because they're making your life better and help you to stay king by supporting you. So this is where things get messed up because Mars is in detriment right now. So Mars really can't even have the energy to say, what am I doing wrong? Mercury gets in there like, oh, I'm just dreaming over here. And I know because of my Pisces moon. As the week goes on, Mars is going to get ready to shift into Aries and meet up with Neptune right away. So Mars leaving Pisces at the very aneroid degrees, it's going to already be meeting up with Uranus at an aneroid degree of Taurus. And so we're going to have a lot of shocking energy coming up that you can't prepare for. It's something that we don't know what's going to happen. And then it's going to go into Aries, and Mars is going to meet up with Neptune with the Sun. And when it conjuncts the Sun in April, it's going to be all hell's broken loose. And then Mercury is also going to move into Aries before Mars. So Mars is going to also come in and meet up with Aries. So it's going to be like 8 planets in Aries coming up before the Sun shifts into Taurus. And Venus is going to finally go into Taurus out of Aries, where it has not been happy there. It's going to be so happy in Taurus. And then the same time that it moves into Taurus, Uranus moves in Gemini. So April is setting us up for June and July to be, are we going to end all this commotion or is it going to increase? And the mundane world will continue to go on no matter what happens to you. So you can use this time to personally get yourself in order and figure out what it is you want, if you're changing things or if you're going for something new. And all the astrologers are saying this is the time. And a lot of us have already started a lot of things because we've been, as an astrologist, I've been studying it for that reason. And a lot of people in the world are saying that there's an anti-intellectualism going on, that people are against being smart, going to school, taking the books out of school that can help you have empathy, become more intelligent as a human. And Cam White was saying that that's not true, and I agree with him completely. It's not true. It's just that, like Cam White says, everybody has a phone. Everybody wants to tell their opinion. Everyone wants you to know how smart they are. And inadvertently, now that the world can see, they don't have plans. They react to every day. And that's how a lot of people were raised growing up, is to react to everything every day. I realized as a young kid I was blessed that my mom wasn't around, so I could do what I wanted, which was read, listen to music, watch things on TV that I might be curious about. So I'm kind of, now I look back, I'm actually kind of happy that it was like that I was in the house all the time. I wasn't allowed out. I wasn't allowed to talk on the phone. And I realize now that it protected me a lot, because a lot of crap was happening out there to young girls, and my mom was very strict with me. I didn't know it at the time, but now I do know it, now that I'm out in the world for real. And I'm almost 60 years old. So life is a very long journey. It takes time to wake up. It takes time to understand. And if you don't work on yourself every single day, it's going to catch up to you like it caught up to me. And that's where you have to get to, is taking responsibility for your own life. Understanding that when you move through the world, you are an energy force that is also moving through the world. But understand that as a human, your energy force is much quieter and not nearly as powerful as the planets. And we are seeing that in real time with the earthquakes occurring, the El Niños coming, and the water temperature is a lot warmer. And these are things people say, well, go on with your day. All these stuff's going to happen anyways. Keep going on with your day. Yeah, it is going to go on with my day. And while I wasn't paying attention to it, global warming has really increased. So now I'm really paying attention to it. And I'm not trying to push anyone else's buttons to do anything. My podcast is to help you understand that we all have power, individual power. And with Pluto and Aquarius, it's telling us that our individual power is much stronger as a collective. And so now that the power is truly going to go to the people in April, revolution will most likely occur if the administration does not understand that they are in a losing war with people. All you have to do is look at history and realize that the people will eventually win out because there's more of us than there are of them. So be prepared as we head into the weekend with Leo here. It's going to be a volatile time for the mundane world where you won't understand, still don't know what's going on. Everything is still in a fog. People are telling you things that they're not doing, changing their mind constantly. And that has to do with the earth sign and the earth and water, which turns into mud. And if you look at the mud, you can see that you can't see through the mud. It's not clear. And you can actually drown in quicksand, which is basically mud. So when you mix those two together, you have a situation where you're being buried under values and traditions. And that's what's been happening to us. We've been buried under values, tradition. We don't want to stand up and speak out against a man. We don't want to get put in jail. We don't want to revolt, right? So this time frame is not about guns and missiles. It's about the intellectual empathy that you have needs to grow. And that's where we're at. We're trying to grow that. Next week is spring break for me. So I'm thinking about taking the week off, and I might come back on a couple of days there when the planets really are working it hard, which is going to happen next week. But I'll see what happens next week. But as of right now, with this weekly astrology report, you can probably catch me on Patreon on a couple of days coming up. But Friday I might be out of town, so I might not do a weekly podcast next week. Just keep an eye on my YouTube page, and to all my subscribers, you'll get a notification if I do anything. And my Patreon page is now for members only on Patreon. It's free if you're a member in Patreon. You can come listen to me, but I'm not going to make it free to the public if you're not part of Patreon, because the things I say there are private. And to everyone out there, I appreciate you. I appreciate human interaction. I appreciate your time. I want to help, and understand that April is going to be gloves off. And if you're very sensitive, if your sun is in a water sign, or your rising sign is in a water sign, or your moon is in a water sign, you're going to be triggered in April. Even if you have other things going on. But if your moon is in a water sign, you're going to be triggered. And I've already seen that in real time. And I understand why I'm talking about things that happened to me in January. Because in February, Mercury went retrograde. So as Mercury moves back to 22 degrees of Pisces, I'm remembering everything that happened and why it happened. And now that I've assessed it, I understand what's going on. And people are going to become more jealous. People are going to become more evil. As Cam says, people are really going to go nuts and say things and do things right now. They're going to lose their mind. So, as Aries season is here, truly in April, it begins hardcore to show us what we must do in this month to prepare for the end of this year. Because although most of the big things are happening in April, it doesn't mean that big things are not going to continue to happen for the next 2 to 3 to 14 years. This is just a preview of what's going to happen as time goes on and on. We're getting to see it through Neptune's eyes, through Aries' eyes, and don't forget the North Node is still in Pisces. So if you're not leaning into the Pisces message of unity, then you are going to be having a difficult time navigating April to August. And then from August on, it's going to be a different mood as well. So there's really no time to rest for the weary. And if you manifest something, if you think about it, it will come true. But you have to really want it. And like Cam said today, you have to really be precise when you make a wish. When you're going for something, you have to be precise. Like I wanted 4 boys. It was very difficult. And somehow I pulled through because I believe in myself that my body can handle it because it's already died almost 6 times. So, and that's the regenerative power of Leo. And that's where we're at today, Leo Moon. You can regenerate your emotions today. You can help yourself to see things in an optimistic way like a child. And I pulled the Sun card this morning, meaning that I must remember the childhood in me, the child. And the child never expected anything, wanted to sing, wanted to have fun. And that's where I'm back to. I want to be more childlike like a Leo is. And so I'm heading back towards there, and I'm forgetting all the problems that I've had because they're gone. Because I decided they were gone. And now we just see it in real time because we're seeing the world in real time, and we're seeing all the scum in real time. So there's the people that don't want to think, that just react. Then there's the people that want to take control, no matter in which situation, because it's power over people. Rape is not about sex, it's about power. If you need power over little girls, it means that women have a lot of power that a lot of people can't handle. Women can't even handle the power of other women that are powerful. They just can't. And you can see it in real time in your life if you're a powerful woman. In the mundane world, people will attack you for no reason. They will hate you for no reason. So take it for what it is and realize that you're in the jungle. Welcome to the jungle where I grew up. A lot of people don't know I grew up in the jungle. How to survive. So they have fear. So they're trying to surround themselves with AC, with all these gadgets in their home. Their home is now computerized. Their cars are computerized. Their brains are trying to be computerized. That'd probably be the next thing, is people putting stuff in their brain like Elon's trying to do to people, right? Like they already did to dogs, put chips in their brain so you know where they're at. It's like, what? Really? It's crazy. I've never put a chip in my dog. You hear that, Red? Never. Okay, that's it for today. Have a great week if I don't see you. Otherwise, I'll catch you on April 3rd, 4th, 6th for the daily on Patreon. Okay, and if you haven't joined Patreon, go join. It's free, and then you can watch me talk and watch me live. Because unless you're following me on Patreon, you can't watch me live. You have to wait for the thing that I sent, the recording. Okay. Mercury's getting ready to move back to where it's at. It's getting close. My brain's starting to wake up. I have so much Mercury and Jupiter in my chart. Okay, and Mars. Okay, thank you. I love you guys. All right, thank you. I'll talk to you guys later.